Hi, what's up? I know we've experienced some downtime due to coronavirus, but things are really looking up now.
Those are actually example sentences of today's topic, conceptual metaphor. The word conceptual describes the fact that conceptual metaphor is in our mind. You know that when you use metaphorical languages in English, you normally do not have to purposely make a comparison in your head. You're using that language intuitively because that is how you think and that is how you formed your language. And the word metaphor indicates that we're dealing with two things. They may have some features that are similar, and it is convenient to describe one possibly more abstract thing with the feature of a more concrete thing. For example, a very common metaphor we use across many different languages is time is money. When you say the phrase I'm short on time, you're actually borrowing the language you use to describe money.
I'm short on cash.
So the more technical terms for the time and the money we just described are source domain and target domain. In our class, we will need to use source domain and target domain to describe the metaphorical languages you see. The target domain is what you actually want to describe. In the time is money example, the time is actually what you want to describe. Time is abstract. It is a little hard to conceptualize time. It's not tangible. But because time is rare and useful, and perhaps because time has a lot of other features that are similar to money, now we connect time to money, then we can use the language you use to describe money to describe time. So time is the target domain. The source domain, the money, is where the language originally comes from. In summary, we use source domain's language to describe the target domain. Now, if you think about the awkward intro I had, what's up? Things are looking up. You probably noticed that I'm using another conceptual metaphor.
Hey, what's up? I know we've experienced some downtime, but things are really looking up now.
You may notice that we use the word up to describe good things, and you use the word down to describe things that are not so good. We're actually using the metaphor good is up. In this conceptual metaphor, we are using the language that is used to describe the spatial difference up and down to a more abstract concept, good and bad. There are more expressions that use the same conceptual metaphor. For example, keep your chin up, play up your ability. You have experienced ups and downs. And in this ups and downs expression, you probably know that when we say ups, those are the good times, and downs, those are the bad times. And there are more expressions that doesn't necessarily involve the word ups and downs so explicitly, such as upward and onward, or my career is on the rise. And here I provide the template of rising conceptual metaphors for your homework and final. You want to put the target domain first. That is the domain that you want to describe. In this case, for example, you want to describe whether your physical condition is good or bad. And the source domain is the domain that provides you the language to describe the target domain. In this case, up and down, the more imageable spatial distinction. Now let's look at more examples.